I said, this handover note is important. Transition committee is not enough. Let it be on record that we've given handover notes. Okay. So I sent SSG. I said, look, we must, where are the handover notes? I haven't seen them, but I didn't have to, but, we must do this. So this is just a formality. We'll do so. And tomorrow I look forward to being at the swearing in. And from the venue, I'm going straight to Abuja. And a new era will begin. But it is the same APC administration, same direction. And as I said, for the first time in my life, I'm being succeeded by someone who I am certain by the grace of God, will not only do the job, but will do it better than I did. Thank you. Uga, please come. Let me hand over to you and Her Excellency the Deputy Governor.
Maybe my remarks might not be so organized because this will be the last time I'm going to be speaking here on this chamber with Marlon sitting by my side. But I believe I will try my best to put one or two things together. One thing I would like to tell everyone here is that, like Marlon said, we've been together for decades and we've been there for each other. I want to make it clear to all of you that probably I'm one of the most low-case mentee of Marlon. When we started in Abuja, like he said, he was even when he was in BP, up to the time that he came to FCT, he took me as his younger brother. Most times Marlon always addressed the gathering and said, I'm his friend. He's just been humble. I'm not his friend, he's my boss and my elder brother. And I've never taken that for granted. That is the reason why when we were having dinner 2 days ago, I was reminding other mentees as their head boy. But don't always take Marlon's comments for granted. The first mistake you always will make as Marlon's mentee is to think you can be Marlon. The second mistake is to feel that you can even try to copy him. And the third mistake, to always believe because he's someone who will take you to a big gathering and take the entire credit and give it to you. That is his nature. Sometimes, some of us, even when he took me to Obasanjo, whenever we get to Obasanjo, he would always tell the president, oh, most of these things Obasanjo has been doing. But I know he did most of the job, but he go there and tell people that it's Obasanjo. That is his nature. He wants to build younger generation. He wants to make sure that you are better than him. But don't take it for granted. Sometimes most of the mentees of Marlon took that for granted and go to the town and saying that we did the job, not Marlon. That is why I was reminding some of them, if you want to grow, you have to also sit down and keep learning, because the more you get close to Marlon, the more you realize that you have more to learn from him. Don't always assume you have learned enough to grow and think you can be on your own. Another example I can give you is that even when we went to exile, Marlon went to exile, we battled a lot with the government of Eradua. When he came back, really, I made some investment in Dubai. That is a personal thing. I want to tell you how kind-hearted he is. And I made some mistakes in my own investment. He came back from exile. He himself was broke. But we were really, really stretched, all of us. And I made some investment where I bought some houses, and I told him. But at that time, you know, it was during the economic recession, when properties in Dubai were really, really going down, and Dubai government came with some rules that as an investor, if you don't pay the money, the developer will take the entire money. That's Dubai for you. I run to Mala and say, Mala, look, I have 2 houses that I'm paying, but now, at this point, I can't pay any money again, and I'm going to lose my investment in the next 2 weeks. When I go to Mala's house, I know look, we are talking that he don't even have, at that time, he didn't even have 2 million naira of his own. I say, Malam, but I don't know that you have to, let's get to town now, help me to go and raise this money. Malam told me, Uba, come tomorrow. He was contemplating selling one of his little estate property, I mean, a flat. But I said, Malam, you can't sell that flat in Jabi. So he took me to one of our common friends in a bank. The guy is right now the MD of Sun Trust. That's Mohammed Barde, who contested as the governor under PDP. He went to him and said, look, Mohammed Barde, I want you to borrow me money. And Mohammed Barde, even know why Malam wants to borrow the money, he borrowed the money and gave me the money for me to pay for that investment. So sometimes when people keep asking me, why is it that it's easier for people to go to Mala and ask for favor than to come to me? Because if you go to Mala and ask for Mala and talk to Uba, the next minute I will do it. But when you come to me, sometimes I can take 1 week or even 1 week to give it to you. That's the reason. Because people don't know how I come to where I am today in my life. Another example I'm giving is that, look, the house I stay in Maitama, in Abuja, I was on my own. Malam called me and said, well, look, come, you have to choose between Maitama and Jabi. Why do you want? I said, Malam, of course, you know I need Maitama, not Jabi. He said, but the land in Jabi is bigger. I said, Malam, let me remain with the big boys in Maitama. And that was 2004. You can count how many years back. And at that time, I was living in a rented apartment at Lily Court in Garikinia, Sahatstone, 3-bedroom apartment. I got the land, and I went to Malam and said, Malam, but how can I build the land? Because you are giving people deadline. They must build it. Malam said, what do I do? Again, I brought one man the man was a developer at that time, had some problems. I said, Malam, I'm bringing someone for you to help. Malam helped him. I went to Malam and said, Malam, the man has given me a lot of money, and I'm going to use the money to develop that land in Maitama. He said, okay, but go and use it. And I'm taking in tens of millions now. One thing about Malam, let me say to all of you here, you have to always tell him everything. That is why probably people may not understand. I've never pretended to Malam that, look, I don't have money, because he is part and parcel of everything I have made in my life. And when we were about to leave government, 2006, precisely in December, we met Obasanjo. Then he took me, and Obasanjo made me advisor to the president. He got into the bill, and Obasanjo was telling him, okay, he was telling Obasanjo that there's one of Obasanjo's best friends, that Obasanjo tried to support him or give him something, but the man kept rejecting. So he asked Malam to go and look for a land within the villa. Maybe if the man hears villa and Obasanjo is there as a president, he will take the land. Eventually, he got more than one plot of land. And Malam Nasir called me and said, Uba, can you submit application tomorrow? I said, Malam, I've just built my house in Maitama. He said, but you have built it already. Can you bring, the next day I brought my application. That's how I got a land inside the villa again. That's the purpose. And I went to him and said, someone want to buy this land, 300 million this afternoon. I have to sell it. He said, no, try and develop it. Of course. He still helped me again to raise money to build 2 blocks of duplexes in the villa as we are speaking. Only last month, someone tried to buy those property for 1.8 billion. I said, no, I'm not saying. So I can go on and on and on. So gentlemen, I think my advice to all of us is that when we were in FCT with Malam, I remember when he was leaving, 2007, he gathered all of us, just like we're talking to each other right now. Unfortunately, few months after, things changed completely. Some people that we thought they were our friends conspire to make sure that they send him out of the government, not only the government, out of the country, through blackmail, witch hunt, and persecution. Unfortunately, they were almost succeeding because they have to conspire with the people that were working with us at that time, our so-called friends. Those that Marlon single-handedly got them appointed, not in FCT, but even within the presidency. So that is why sometimes I'm not always excited when I happen to find myself, because Marlon destiny, I kept telling him, he's someone that has a very complicated destiny, helping everyone, but sometimes people abandon him. And that is the reason why most times I keep telling them, whenever I find myself addressing the public, I keep telling them, look, please, we have to understand that Malay is someone, I have never sat with him for a day since I've met him, trying to, looking for a way to buy a house or to buy a car or to do something for himself or his family, but doing for every other person. So that's why the other day I was telling he is generous to everyone, but not to himself. And I always pray, and I want all of us to pray, that all of us that have worked with Malay and benefit from him, we should remain faithful to him, remain loyal to him, and we should always strive to protect him because we know the truth. We know who he is. Nobody can tell his story except those that work with him. That is my advice. Lastly, I can say that I'm a very lucky person because although Malay kept saying he's not going to come to Kaduna, he's not. That's why I give an example of my investment in Dubai, where I forced him to go and borrow money. I have no doubt in my mind I will also force Marlon to come and help me, because Marlon, more than anyone in this country, not in Kaduna State, wants me to succeed more than anyone. And if anyone thinks he lost me or wants me to succeed more than Marlon, the person is just a joker. That is the fact. Finally, I thank you very much, and I wish you good luck. Thank you very much.
Gracias.